Hello everyone. Welcome in. Happy Friday. Mixing it up. Can't chat, but you'll be lurking. Thanks for lurking, Bigfoot situationship. Taking advantage of the quiet to actually crochet. You better go fast with that, Zephyr. Lock in now. Welcome in properly, Mumbo. How is everyone doing today? Co-working, but you'll be crocheting in spirit. Absolutely valid. You gotta work so that you can crochet, you know? Gotta support the habit. You just had lunch with a friend? That's awesome. Hi, Honey Tree. Welcome in. You're taking photos later today? What are you taking photos of, Dewey Pumpkin Cat? Stream Squad. Yarn is the budget killer to grievously misquote Dune. Incredible. God, I really want to get that, it's like, I forget, the name is just like the wool or something like that. They have this one colorway called Marshmallow. I think it's the marshmallow one that just like lives in my dreams, but it's so expensive. But someday I will have it. Welcome in, Misty. Thanks for joining us. You got your MCR tickets today? That's incredible. Congratulations. You're taking photos of Hometown Huddle, which is a celebration before your school's first home game of the football season. Oh, that's fun. Are you a sports person? Hello. Let's see here. Let's see if I can decipher this username. Shay? Is it Shay or is it... I'm assuming it's Shay. Shay Z Gilachok. It's giving somebody's name. Let me know if I deciphered that correctly. I love all of the people with the Hollow Knight, whatchamacallits, the little icons. That's so cute. You're not a sports person, but you're in the news writing class. That makes a lot of sense. I am also not a sports person. But, that seems like it would be fun to cover from a journalist writing perspective. You're gonna have your Peter Parker moment. Okay, it's in Ukraine language. Okay, so I don't have to feel bad that I don't know what it says. But yeah, you just let me know what you prefer to be called for sure. You're so excited you figured out a crochet project for the show. That's awesome. Welcome in. Okay, this is another tricky one. We're gonna go with Morbid. Happy you found us. When I came looking at it, I didn't expect you to actually be live. You're here from Instagram. Welcome in, Blonde. Happy that you found your way here. Most people go with Morbid. That makes sense. I feel like there's something going on at the end there that I'm just not in the know for. In English, it will be a tea with cherry branch. That's really pretty. You're okay with Shay? Okay, awesome. Hello, welcome in, Juju. And Make Lovely Cosplay. Yeah, so happy to have you. Well, so I have to ask, are you currently making Lovely Cosplay? I am very excited to say that I actually finished up a commission last night. So I'm pleased to have that off of my plate. Unfortunately, I can't show y'all because it is a surprise for someone. But it was also an embroidery floss project, and I guess I didn't finish it because I need to do like the backing and everything, but I'm no longer crocheting it. So I feel like I just unlocked a bunch of time. Like, I can make other things. Thank you. What hook is that? It is a 1.3 millimeter hook. So, as you can see, or can't see, because it won't focus, very tiny. It sounds like a disaster. It definitely, It takes some working up to. I wouldn't recommend jumping right in with this hook size, that's for sure. I think the smallest that I was working with prior to this, let's see, I have it. I think it was this yellow one. So this is a 2.5 millimeter. And I was making something with cotton yarn using this hook. And so that was like, kind of got me prepared to go even smaller. Oh, magpie, that makes sense. I see it now. You had to use a 2.5 millimeter hook recently and did not enjoy it. That is totally fair. Yeah, I've really gotten used to it. I am actually pretty good with working at this size at this point. I was working with worsted weight yarn recently and was really surprised because it was way harder on my hands. It just seems so opposite to what it should be, but I mean, it's not like that every time. I think it was just the project that I was doing, the tension that I was carrying with that particular yarn. And the single crochets and everything. I have, oh my goodness. I have another project that I'm doing that's the same weight, and it's double crochets, but also I'm using the bigger hook size for that one, so it makes a difference. Do you get achy hands? My old lady hands are struggling on my first big blanket. I really don't. It doesn't bother me really. I crochet differently with this hook size. I use my fingers a lot more. What'll get me is if I start to tense up too much back here, because I do kind of hold the back of the hook with this part of my hand a little bit, but I don't grip it the same way that I do another hook. So I find that because I'm using my fingers more, it's not as stressful on like my wrist and my hand and my elbow and stuff. Like I don't have to move as far, it feels like. So I really have not experienced any pain with this project aside from like, you know, general back pain because of being hunched over my desk all the time. I definitely need to go stretch after stream. Actually, I'm probably gonna end up going back to sleep after stream, but I also need to stretch if I can remember to do that. To make matters worse, it was an amigurumi project. Amigurumi with a 2.5 millimeter hook? Absolutely not. Amigurumi. Oh my god. Anything below a 4 millimeter feels like micro crochet to you? That is absolutely fair. Like, this is not even technically micro crochet, which is crazy. Because this, the embroidery floss is roughly comparable to fingering weight yarn. So you're not getting into micro crochet until you're getting into like, I think part of it is the hook size and not just the yarn size, but like, I would say lace weight and below is probably more micro crochet territory, and generally like the 1 millimeter hook or lower is probably more like where it's truly defined as micro crochet, but this is pretty dang small crochet, that's for sure. Would you try to crochet while watching some show? Yeah, I usually do watch something while I'm crocheting. Generally, it's not like a full-on TV show because that will distract me, but I like to watch people playing games because that tends to be a little bit less demanding of my attention. But I'm usually watching something, or I will get completely understimulated. You're making a stuffy with 3 millimeter and worsted. It's definitely tough on the hands. 3 millimeter that's a rough size to be working with worsted weight yarn. Yeah, that's crazy. I think that I wouldn't want to go lower than 3.5, maybe even 4 millimeters for worsted weight. It just is so, like 3 millimeters sounds like a lot for that yarn weight. Like I'm using 1.3 for the floss, and I tell people a lot of the times you can probably go a little bit bigger if you're not trying to have your stitches this close together, because I really feel like this is the smallest hook size that I would recommend using, because I feel like I couldn't get away with a smaller hook size without splitting my yarn really badly. So this is this is as small as I can go and like kind of avoid that happening. Carrie Berry Boo, welcome in. Yeah, I'm using a 1.3 millimeter hook here, so pretty dang small. Your favorite hook size is a 3.75. What yarn weight are you using with that hook? Have you seen the person who's making a full-size granny square blanket using sewing thread? I'm obsessed with that blanket, yes. That was definitely part of the inspiration for diving in on this project, was that blanket project. That one, and the person who's doing, they're crocheting the information for their birth control pill, like the side effects label and stuff. Yeah, 2 legends. You tried 4 millimeter, but the stitches were too big and the stuffing was gonna peek out. That makes sense. I generally just let it be like that, because I'm like, well, I'm not going any smaller, so it'll have to be okay. Can't wait to see the finished product. Thank you for that. Thank you for the follow. I also can't wait. We're coming up on halfway really, really soon here. I'm gonna cross that line in the project on stream next week. That's my plan. You're wondering how heavy and dense this is gonna be when it's done. It's funny because I feel like it looks heavier than it is, you know, because of how tight the weave is. It has this canvasy texture to it, so it does feel very solid to the touch, but it's still pretty lightweight. Like, I think we might be coming up on a pound at the halfway mark. And some of that weight is also going to get lost when I trim my ends and stuff. So my final weigh-in, I'll take the weight of it before and after I trim it, so we can see how much of the weight gets shed in the final cleanup process. The birth control blanket is amazing. Yes, absolutely. Oh, Zephyr, I'm sorry you're having Wi-Fi troubles. That is so frustrating. Can you post a link? Absolutely, Mambo. Let me get you permission here. You should be good to go. Oh yes, the update. Yes, everyone needs to see the update. I can't believe that they're almost done with it, too. I think that's what they said in their most recent update, is that they have, like, they're just thinking about making it a little bit wider now, and then they're going to be putting a border on it, so, like, the end is in sight for that project. It's been going on for so long. Kudos to them for sure. Now you want to get into micro crochet? I mean, work your way down a little bit at a time. You never know, you might love it. I definitely am, like, more inclined to try it now that I've done this size, but I also think that I probably have a minimum size, at least for now. I don't know, maybe as I do this more and more and get more and more used to it, like, I'll adjust, and then I will feel like smaller projects are not as small, you know? Because I think that definitely does happen. Like, when you first start out, you know, everything seems tiny to you, and then you get a little bit of experience, and then you're like, oh, actually, that's not so small. I understand how the stitches look, so... I wonder how many spools of thread they've worked through. Honestly, the Nintendo Switch comparison always gets me. I miss the days when it was the banana that was the comparison. Everyone's so talented. I know. Isn't it wonderful to have all of these different projects that are being shared with us that we can look up to? Yeah, part of me is, like, kicking myself a little bit for not taking advantage of the Joann closing sale to get a bunch of sewing thread, because I literally walked past a big box of beautiful sewing thread and went, well, I'm not going to use that for sewing, so I don't need to get that, and didn't think hard enough about using it for crochet. But I really try to prevent myself from getting things in my house, whether, you know, through purchasing or other means, because I definitely have the like collector gene, so I do have a tendency to, like, just gather junk that I have no idea what to do with. So it's probably for the best that I didn't do that when I didn't have a plan for it, but when I think about things like that blanket, I'm like, gosh, what I could have done with that. Let's see here. It's the blessings of the internet, so inspiring to see all the creativity. Absolutely. We have to remember, at the end of the day, the internet is not the enemy, despite how some people like to use it. The internet is just a tool. Collecting yarn and using yarn are two different hobbies. Absolutely. You know, if I'd really got into it at an earlier point in my life, I would probably have a serious problem on my hands. But I've done a lot of work to stop myself from just bringing things home that I don't need. You only got the most random stuff in the Joann closing sale. You got butter print flannel waiting on you to be made in pajama pants. That sounds so cute, though. The internet is being your enemy right now. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, connection issues are a different story. I will fully crash out if I can't get my internet to work right. It is very distressing for me, so I'm very thankful to have my wife to deal with all the technical issues because they can actually handle it. It makes me too upset. Oh my gosh, Nightbot and I totally in sync. Oh, I forgot I was gonna get water too. I got my tea, but I forgot to get my water. I'll have to do that in a minute. No chai latte today. I was thinking about getting up early to run to the store so I could get more concentrate, but it's a little bit much. Yeah, we're on the same page, Lashes. I just have regular tea today. Black tea. In my cute little mushroom cup. Y'all didn't notice. It's got a lid. So it's a little mushroom. They have these at, or they had them at least at World Market. They had a bunch of different colors. Good little mug. I like to have the top on there. I also have my mug warmer, but I like my drinks to be hot. Sometimes simple black tea hits a spot. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm a big tea drinker. You're banned from bringing mugs into the house? Yeah. Yeah, we've officially gotten to a point where we're not allowed to get a new mug unless we're getting rid of a mug. Because we have too many. I also have a small collection of fancy teacups on top of that, so there's really not room in the cabinet for more of that. World Market is a danger zone? Yeah. Glad that I don't have one nearby, honestly. Oh, you used to sell those at your old mall job? They're freaking cute. How many skeins of thread has this project taken so far? So... I have purchased, not used, but purchased for this project 363. I have not used all of those. There's still a whole bunch waiting to be used. So I don't know exactly how many I've actually used, but a lot. A lot. Your mom gave you an entire cabinet for mugs and teas because you have too many for the normal cups cabinet? Yeah. Sounds about right. If only I had room in my house for things like that. It's my biggest limiting factor is just have to acknowledge that there's only so much room for me to put things. You like floral notes. Golden Monkey Loose Leaf is an amazing black tea. It somehow has undertones of honey. That sounds really nice. I usually am just drinking like basic Assam. Cause I like my tea to taste like milk and sugar, so a lot of the times it feels like a waste to get the fancy stuff anyway. I'm a slut for good Earl Grey with honey and a tiny bit of creamer. Hell yeah. I like honey and tea in theory, but something about the combination of the honey and I think the tannins from the tea can be a lot on my stomach, so sometimes I feel a little bit yucky if I put honey in my tea, but it does taste good. The non-binary urge to collect mugs, I guess. You have a non-binary flag mug that you painted at a ceramic shop? That's so cool. Yeah, usually if I'm gonna put honey in my tea, it has to be with sugar. So like I'll do a little bit of honey and then the rest of my sweetness comes from sugar. So that it's not like, I get a little bit of that honey taste, but I don't get all of that honey kick. You know what's good though? If you ever just had a spoonful of royal jelly, I used to go over to my aunt's house and that would be dessert. It's just a big spoonful of royal jelly, which probably tells you a lot about who my aunt is as a person. You have honeycomb in your tea cabinet? Oh, hell yeah. That's so decadent. I don't know that I've actually had honeycomb by itself before. Like actual honeycomb or like honeycomb candy? That's the question. I feel like either way, I've only had it like in chocolate before. Actual honeycomb? Hell yeah. You've been trying to get better about your sugar intake, so perhaps you shall wait. That's fair, absolutely. I would like to get better about my sugar intake too, but then my gallbladder started attacking me and that went out the window because it's so hard to eat food to begin with that I cannot be cutting out another thing right now, or I just won't eat. So eating is better than not eating. That is the rule in this house. Yeah, last time, well not last time, but maybe last time? Yeah, one of the last times I was at the doctor, my glucose levels were a little on the high side, so I was like, oh, maybe I should work on that. I really appreciate, though, that they never fat shame me out loud. It's always on the paperwork, but my doctor never says anything to me about my weight, and I'm like, good on you, because I would be pissed if you did. I am fine. We do not need to be having that conversation. You feel like you're spamming chat? No, not at all. Not at all. Yeah, it was pretty crazy yesterday. Yeah, wow, 40 minutes. Time really does fly. And here I thought I was feeling like, wow, I'm working so fast today. No, it's been 40 minutes. Everybody's like, oh no, I was so busy chatting yesterday, I didn't get any work done. Let me lock in today. What are we making? Welcome in, Surfing. So this is the Stardew Valley world map. I will show you what it looks like in just 1 second here. This is the back, so the back looks pretty crazy. You promise that you're also crocheting? Don't worry. No one's checking on you, don't worry. So if you check my socials as well, I post regular updates to show my progress on this project. That'll give you a better zoomed out look at it if you would like to look at it, because obviously I can't get the whole thing in frame at once from here, but I will give the little overview as soon as I get to the end of these trees here. It's so nice to have the farm area to look forward to. In this yellow stitch. Let me comb these ends out really quick, and then I'll flip it over for you. You personally are checking, so don't get too comfy. You're working on the second panel of your mesh sleeves. That's awesome, Zephyr. You will be a Fall House BDAM, that's right. My multitasking skills are low, so you're just crocheting. Nice. We'll chime in between rows. We need a hand stretching break. I think that's a good way to do it for sure. Okay, I'm gonna give you the overview here. So this is the forest area that I was just working on. You've never seen this before? Welcome in, Dark Bunny. Yeah. You can find my socials there if you want to see my progress. I'll do it again in case you can't find it. So I have weekly updates on this project. It's been going for about 6 months now. Going on 7, so... This is where I just stopped. So you can see we have quite a ways to go still for today. You're done with something by end of week 2 because you get sick of the same thing. That's absolutely fair. I feel like with tapestry crochet, I feel a little bit less antsy because every row is different and exciting. So for me, that definitely keeps it interesting. If I was doing this and it was all one solid color, I would be bored as fuck. You would not have the patience for that. Thank you, Feral Fork. I like your name. Yeah, I think that it's definitely like... It's one of those things where you have to be inclined toward this type of project for sure. Yes, we have the Forbidden Spaghetti out in full view today. Some nice yellow pieces. I'll be right back. 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna get some actual water. Did not miss this forbidden spaghetti at all. Don't worry. I was just getting some water. We are indeed on the spaghetti side. You turn the quality down. You haven't glitched since then. Yeah, that's a good plan. Sometimes Twitch just cannot handle itself. You love the spaghetti side? I also love spaghetti side, to be honest. I really want to do something that utilizes this effect at some point and like have it actually be, you know, the front of the piece. How are you doing today, Scarlett? See you later, surfing. Thanks for popping in. Dust bunny time? You got it. Oh, it was supposed to make a noise. It didn't make a noise, did it? What color dust bunny do you want? Pet the bunny? Oh yeah, I can do that, can't I? I can get Galaxy, I have plenty of money. Oh no, is that like a special thing? I don't think I have it available. The pink and the red? Where does the Galaxy come from? Is that like a... this one? This pink and red? That's pretty cute. It's a DLC thing? Okay. You got it. He's very sweet. Wait, can you pet the bunny? Oh, is it back here? Is this what I remember doing this, but there we go. Pets for baby. It's cute little ears. Evil bunny. It's Bunnicula. The little vampire one is so cute. They're all so cute. I love Spirit City. Gosh, last night I was doing a border. It's like the finishing touches on that commission, and it was like this, where it was just no color changes, just solid all the way across. It was so fast. It was so nice to just go that fast. Your family annoyed you and you got way overstimulated? I'm sorry to hear that, Jupiter. That sucks. I hope you're feeling a little bit more calm now. It's better now. That's good. Yeah, I'm very stubborn about making sure that I can get myself out of situations like that, for sure. I remember when I was a kid, my mom used to wake me up in the afternoons, not like intentionally, not like she was specifically waking me up, just like it would wake me up because she'd be playing, what is it, Blueberry Hill, like super loud on the stereo in the living room, and I would just be like crashing out over that song because I hate getting woken up to music. Something about getting woken up to music specifically is like really does not agree with my brain. So sometimes other people are just hard. My mom is great, though. I mean, I never told her that that bothered me, so. Plus, I would, like, you know, sleep until, like, 1 o'clock every day, so it's my fault, too. What am I making? So, I am making, the Stardew Valley world map, so. Kind of get a sneak peek of the front here. I'll show it off every now and again, or you can check my socials to see a zoomed out view of the whole thing, get a better perspective on it. But I'm currently just under halfway through. Should be hitting the halfway mark next week. And it is made with embroidery thread. Here's my spool for the $7.99. Beat to hell. That's where it is. Look at that. Look at how crinkly wrinkly this one has gotten. The back looks... Oh, there we go. Now you can see it. I need to replace this with a plastic one. I mean, to be fair, considering how much of this particular color I have used, because this is the medium blue that I used for the ocean, I think this one is holding up pretty good, actually. I've used like 30 different schemes of that one. Thank you. Last week you didn't manage to make much because you were watching the stream, but today you're working on your blanket, so you can hope you can make some progress. Oh, don't even worry about the spelling errors. I can tell what you're saying. You're not writing a paper for a class. You don't need to care that much about spelling. It's fine. And if I get confused, I'll just ask you for clarification. Typing is just hard sometimes, especially when your brain is focused on something else, like crochet. I mean, we established yesterday that I can't even read, so... English is a Frankenstein language, it's true. Yeah, you have an English degree, so you know. Yeah, absolutely. So does Eisenbuns there. Yes, we are happy you're here for sure. Yes, my wife promised in our wedding vows to always correct my typos for me, so, you know, don't feel bad at all. You will never hear the end of that, ever. Yes, we got the English Lit, Creative Writing, and Fiber Arts crew in here. I have a free IRL editor. It's true. It is very true. And tech support. Weddings are expensive? Not my wedding. I got married in a park. I said I'm not spending all that fucking money. We found out a venue was $10,000. We said, well, no thanks. Tech and text and just general support, honestly. Diabot said, drink right now. You're addicted to nightmare wedding stories? Weddings are one of those things that, like, I don't really get. I don't know. It's just a fancy party. Hello, Alistair. You're sick, so this is helping you forget about it? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that you're sick. Well, welcome in, and I hope that you start feeling better really soon. Take some medicine, make sure you're eating and all of that. Careful about this area if I'm gonna leave all of these spools connected so they don't get too tangly. Hi Starlit Moon. I am crocheting the Stardew Valley world map. So if you would like to check my socials, you can get kind of a zoomed out overview of what it looks like, but I can show it off again in a minute here and give you a glimpse of what it looks like up close. We were working on the back side today, so it just looks like spaghetti. What has been your favorite part of making this so far? Is there a part you're really eager to get to? So, my favorite part of making it, I think, has probably become the forest. And I'll show you in just a second what I'm referring to. So, I was really expecting this part to be, like, just sort of visual nonsense, but I think that it has become even more legible than it is on the pixel art version of the map. It's up in the upper right corner here. You can see a little sneak peek of it. And, yeah, I feel like I understand what I'm looking at better here than I do digitally, which I think is pretty awesome. So here is the whole map. I'm about halfway done now, and there will be an ad break starting in about 2 minutes, but I think I can get through this before that. So I've got another, I'm adding to the height of it. I've been working on it for about 6 months now. It is 400 stitches across. And we're coming up on 122 stitches, rows is going to be the halfway mark. But it will be 244 rows in total when I'm finished with it. So if you would like the zoomed out view, you can check all my socials. I do weekly updates. Thank you, Starlit Moon. I appreciate that. So, well, the part that I'm most looking forward to answer your other question, is getting up here into the last top quarter of the map, because you can see that there's a lot of detail going on where I am right now. So the first quarter of the map, there's just a lot of this blue, a lot of this open ocean. So this part went very quickly, but the second and third quarters are much more detail rich. You know, I've got the town square and stuff going on here, so it has slowed me down a lot. But when I get into that top final quarter, I'm gonna have a lot more open areas, and so I think that I'll pick up the pace again at that point. I lose count doing basic crochet. I can't imagine how difficult this is. It's paying off well, though. It looks phenomenal. Thank you, Alistair. I appreciate that. I think an ad break is starting. So, or finished? Did it just finish? I'm so bad at paying attention to this. Where are we at? It says starting soon. Okay. I'll pause a second here because I think it's probably going for some people. Where I was. There we go. I can see it running now. You haven't gotten any. Oh, there it is. Yep. They just started. Uh-huh. You're amazed the back doesn't get tangled? Yes, thank you. I periodically brush it out with my fingers, to prevent that from happening. And I keep, the long tails that I'm working with divided up into, sections so that I can clip them to the bottom of the map to keep them from going all over the place. So that also helps a lot. The back, excellent. So I saw somebody said earlier, Zephyr asked how many times do you lose count when you're working on the width of the image. And I actually don't have to do that much counting. I did when I was working on the ocean, because it would just be like a whole bunch of blue and then like some random specks in the middle of the ocean, so I would have to do a lot of counting then. But I generally at this point, I'm not counting unless it's more than like 5 stitches, because usually it's just like, okay, now I'm going to use yellow until I hit the purple. And then I will do 1 purple, and then it will be 3 pinks. And like it's actually very small quantities because of the color change being so frequent. So this is that's what I mean when I say I use the image as my guide, like the image itself as my guide. Because if I'm looking at what color the stitches that I'm working into, then that tells me a lot about where I am. You're going to be hanging out with your dad on Monday? That's awesome, Jupiter. Found your work through Instagram and you're a fan. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Welcome in, Suji. Yes, welcome to the our spaghetti stream here. So Fridays, seems like Fridays are gonna be spaghetti day every week. Seems calmer in here than yesterday, and you're here for it. Your walking app told you to do 4 miles at work, and you work in a place no bigger than an apartment? That's wild. I used to get in quite a few steps when I was working at Whole Foods, but obviously, you know, a lot of that was going back and forth all over the store, so that seems like quite a lot to be doing all of that in an apartment space. Yeah, being on your feet all day is rough. The sticker is wonderful, thank you. Yeah, so far I've done all of my own emotes for the channel, so they're a little bit of a wild collection so far. Today was your pep rally at school. I knew I wasn't going to have students for like 4 hours, so I wanted to get some crochet. You lost all 4 of your size G and H hooks. What happened? Oh my god, Mambo. The weirdly masculine ads on this website, for real, or something else. I regularly get the ones where they're like, do you need to shave your balls? And I'm like, we can't even talk about period blood in an ad, but shaving your balls is fine? Like, I don't know. This feels weird. Ramen ate them. I'm sure you'll find them somewhere completely ridiculous. Like, you'll just lift up something that you've already looked underneath 8 times, and they'll just be there. That's like, I lost my 1.3mm hook the other day, and I was, like, freaking out because I do have other small hooks, but they don't have the actual size printed on them. They have, like, numbers instead. And the thing about micro crochet hooks is that they're not as good about having consistent number schemes. So like the bigger hooks, they all have like letter associations with the size. These don't have them on there, but like if you look them up, they're much more consistent sizing. But once you get under like 2mm, it's just all over the place. Like there's multiple different sizes that are labeled as like 10, for example. And so 1.3mm is one of the ones that's labeled as 10. And so I was like, well, I guess I'll have to get close enough. And so I picked out a hook that I thought was like probably the same, which like it would have been fine anyway, because I feel like, you know, a millimeter of difference is probably not going to be noticeable. But it would have bothered me, you know? And then I picked up the project to start working on it. It was like this. There was my hook. I just found it. And the weirdest thing about it was, this was not the last project that I worked on with it. I had previously been working on the commission. So how did it get inside of this project? So that's what's gonna happen. You're gonna find it somewhere weird like that. You can see just how much I've used this hook too, because it's the finish on it is seriously wearing off where my hand goes. So I'm gonna have to make sure that I actually have a backup of this one. I feel like I would bend that. I feel like it's stronger than you think it is, because it's not like an aluminum one. It's like steel, I think. Still thinking about tea? Yeah, you should make a cup for sure. Someone got their crochet hook through their foot? That is horrifying. Yes, remember to stretch your hands for sure. Good reminder. Yeah, that's, I mean, in theory, with enough force, you can get pretty much anything through anything, but, that's, I mean, imagining doing that under your own power is, whew, that's a rough one. Metal crochet hook slid from their chair and was pointed up and they stepped down full weight. Oh my god. Yeah, I thought for a long time that I was gonna have an issue with sticking myself every week because I really am not comfortable with the idea of like something just getting stuck in me like that. And so far the needle has been very, very okay for me. But I can't, I think that I would just, I don't know, I would have to go to another plane of existence if that happened to me. That's horrific. You're gonna start a reminder to stretch your hands every hour? No, it's a good reminder. I should add that to like the Nightbot hydration reminder. The doctor, oh my god. That is an excellent use of that emote, Alistair. You're so excited. You found the perfect application. What We Do in the Shadows is so good. Agreed. Although, I was a little bit disappointed with the direction that it went in towards the end. The show. The movie is flawless, honestly. You haven't watched the end? You know, I haven't watched the end either because I had kind of been falling out of love with it by the time they announced the final season. And so I was like, I don't know, we'll see. Maybe they'll do the things that I'm hoping that they'll do. And then I heard kind of like where they ended things and like the fact that they didn't formally do Nandermo, which I'm like, if Nandor and Guillermo don't have like an actual relationship at the end, then I'm just gonna be honest, I don't actually care that much, so I just like didn't bother. Colin Robinson is perfect, though. It didn't make sense to use, that they didn't, since they've been in love the whole time. Nothing would have changed if they did formally announce it, let's be real. I mean, it would have made a difference to me, you know? I think that it even if functionally nothing is different, I think that there is still a point in formalizing things like that. And part of that is personal feelings, like growing up with so much queerbaiting, I just don't have patience anymore for people not being explicit about queer relationships. Like, the representation is a lot better now, but like the crumbs that were available to me growing up, it just, you know, it's left a permanent mark. So like, when I feel like people chicken out of things like that, like, I know that there is a lot of other queer rep in the show, like there's a lot of bisexual characters, but it's usually treated as like a punchline, and so I feel like not giving it center stage, like having that queer relationship get center stage at the end of the day, is just sort of like, like I said, I just kind of lost interest in the concept. And I felt like there were a lot of times where they were sort of like setting things up to go in that direction more seriously, and then they just kind of like didn't pursue the storyline further. So that bothered me. The video died on you? Oh no. You're vibing on the music really hard, Alistair. Yeah, the music is coming from a game called Spirit City Lofi Sessions. So if you are really enjoying it, that's something to look into for sure. It's available on Steam and it regularly goes on sale. So even if you don't want to get it right now, it's might be worthwhile to add to your wish list if you have Steam. Your tea is steeping? Hell yeah. Okay, where is the color that I need? Where did you go? You should be out. Unless you're also in here. I bet it was this. Your internet died in the middle of what we do in the shadows chat. Your laptop is so homophobic for real, though. Oh, you have that game, Alistair. Yeah, absolutely. Get it going, because all of this music is only a click away for you. You made yourself a chai latte because we got you wanting chai. I'm so jealous. I had a chai latte yesterday, but I need to get more concentrate. Oh, that's nice, Jupiter. Put your laptop in the way. You thinking of making matcha, Juju? That sounds nice, too. The bot is out to get you. Nightbot knows. Nightbot knows how bad we all are at staying hydrated. So basic Earl Grey. That sounds amazing. You might make a creme brulee or a cinnamon bun cup after. Holy shit. When you say make creme brulee... Oh, cup of tea. I was like, I thought you meant you were actually just gonna make creme brulee. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's incredible if you're just gonna make creme brulee. No, creme brulee tea sounds really good too. Man, I could fuck up a creme brulee. Oh my god. I want to eat fatty food so bad. I'm so sad. I miss butter. I miss cream. I'm literally crying right now. It's so upsetting. I see people eating all of their normal food and I'm like, no, it's literally not fair because it's normal to eat fat in your food and it's so dumb that I can't do that right now. Ah! All I want to do is like eat chocolate, and I'm not usually a chocolate person, but gosh, valid crash out. Ah! So channel points are a form of currency on Twitch, basically, that you can use in a specific channel. So you earn channel points for each individual channel that you're watching. And so in my channel, if you click down on those points at the bottom, a panel will come up that shows you rewards. So those are things that you can buy with your points. Obviously, channel points don't cost any actual money. You only earn them from watching the stream. Or gambling in some places, but I don't have gambling on mine. And so you can redeem channel points for different things. I have a couple of redeems. Most of my, some of the generic ones are on there, and then the custom ones that I have are related to Spirit City. So you can basically change where I'm hanging out around the room or change my little spirit buddy there. Your mom just said she'll be making you a pride cardigan. That's so exciting. Are those the flags that are going to be on there for you? Or do you know what the color scheme is going to be? You're making pumpkin chocolate chip bread this weekend? Hell yeah. That's awesome. I really want to make something at some point with all of my flags on it. You're gonna get a Lunchable? Hell yeah. Yeah, no need to feel silly about asking that, Scarlett. There are a lot of flags. I don't remember what all of them are either. I regularly have to look up, like, ones that I should know. So... And a lot of times, like especially, like, there are ones that aren't as, like, popularized, or they don't have, like, official versions, so you don't see them as often. So it's understandable to not know what specific flags are. Yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah, the only reason to learn is if you get curious, exactly. It's like definitely something that isn't relevant to everyone, so it's like understandable to just not know it. Okay, some big games just came out recently, so I gotta ask y'all. Let me see, what is it? Is it Silent Hill or is it Resident Evil that just had a new game come out? I think... yeah, Silent Hill F. Yes. Didn't it just come out, like, yesterday or something? You're still lagging, Zephyr? That's ridiculous. I had a student ask if they could eat the cotton candy insulation out of the wall, so maybe dump... Well, I mean, you have to learn what insulation is sometime. Do I have any pets? Yes, I have 3 cats. So I have, Agatha, Jude, and Carmilla. I believe at least 2 of them have featured. Oh, no. I've had all 3 of them feature in my weekly updates at some point. But for more cat pictures, we have a Discord server. So that is open for anyone to join. It is queer, trans focused, and crochet and knitting focused, but, you know, allies are welcome to come hang out. You know, people who don't do fiber arts are welcome to come hang out in there, so, but there's a pet pic channel, so. You have to answer 3 troll riddles to join. Careful, I might add that. It came out yesterday or the day before. Hell yeah, who's playing? Because I'm really excited to watch a Let's Play of that. I don't usually watch the Silent Hill and I don't usually play the Silent Hill and Resident Evil games because it's just not really like my style of game. But I love watching people play through them. So I'm very excited for that. And then, though there is a new Resident Evil game in the works, that's what it is. They've done a, they did that preview of it, I think. And then also, Hades 2 went into full release the other day. So the way that I just want to stop everything and only play that game for a week, but I can't do that right now, so I guess I can hold off a little bit longer. I didn't want to get it when it was in early access because I would rather, like, not have to redo it. Like, I'm already gonna have to backtrack a whole bunch in that game because I'm gonna die a million times. So I would rather play it, like, full release. You're locked in so you don't have to answer the riddles so you don't care. Uh-huh. Wait until I retroactively make everyone answer riddles. What is your name? What is your quest? What is your favorite color? You'll probably watch a playthrough. Yeah, I'm excited for it. You have a black girl cat named Gigi. Yep, classic Kiki's delivery service. And an orange boy cat named Miel? How do you pronounce that one? You're so excited to play Hades 2? That's your plan for the weekend? Hell yeah. I was so surprised by how much I enjoyed Hades 1. Because I don't normally play games like that, but I really love the mechanic of dying, as weird as that sounds. Like, I love that you have to die in order to help you progress the story. It made me feel much better about my skill level. You've been playing Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar? That's awesome. Now you're thinking of the buddy on screen being the one from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. That's a good point too. Miel, okay. It's Spanish. It's like, it's romantic. A romantic name, absolutely. That's cute for a cat too, because it kind of, what is happening? Excuse me? Yeah, sorry y'all, I don't know why Video.Ninja just decided to close on me. It said, I want to take a break. Keeping me on my toes, yeah. You've been playing Ring Fit because you need to start working out. That's a good way to do it for sure. I need to get back to the gym. I've just been kind of like nervous about going down there since my gallbladder started acting up, but it should be fine. Like, that shouldn't have an interaction with my gallbladder. I think it's more just like, because it's so hard to eat right now, and like for me, I really heavily tie in eating with working out because I want to have like a plan for, you know, how I'm going to make sure I'm getting protein before or after working out. So it just feels like a lot to juggle for me mentally right now. But I would like to get back on track with it for sure. It's good to get moving. Your legs are so sore. I mean, it sounds kind of awesome, to be honest. Hello, Jupiter's friend. Welcome to the stream. There's another game that I am really interested in playing that's been out for a while. I think it's called Chance of Sinar, I think. It's the one that's inspired by the Tower of Babel, if you've heard of that one. I love puzzle games. Yes. Answer me these riddles 3. I'm glad that y'all are appropriately hazing the new person. Who needs a bot when chat can just do it for you? Hi Luna, welcome in. I saw your content saying you're streaming on Twitch and got lucky that you were live. Yeah, absolutely. Happy that you caught me. Okay, see, here's the tangle everyone's been wondering about. This is what it looks like before I comb it out, so... You have a specific hex code as your favorite color? That's dedication right there. I really like pink, but I also very specifically like phthalo green, like that phthalo green viridian, like that super rich, velvety, deep green color that looks like it was made with arsenic. It's a good color. The best shade of pink. Okay, let's see it. That's a pretty good one. That's vibrant. But your favorite color is orange? I mean, you put that pink next to an orange, you kind of have that already. It's like, if your username and with that orange heart, the serious sunset vibes. You kicked him out of the house now. He was well behaved enough, Jupiter, don't worry. Okay, let's see. Your favorite color. Oh, that's a nice color, like a sea foam. Hell yeah. That's nice. Let me see here. For me, it's so specific because sometimes you see it and it's like too blue, but it needs to be a little bit more rich green. See, now all of these are like way too blue looking. This is not the right color. Hang on, I literally have a Pinterest board that has this color on it. One second. One second, let me find it. I have to show everyone my favorite color. Okay, see, this one is, like, correct. Okay. Like this phthalo green, where it's more green than bluey. Like those other ones were. We're sending Jack on a side quest to stream last longer? No, for real. You're doing such a good job of distracting me. You just slurred that vermilion is red, not a green. Oh, it does sound like it should be green. Because it's got the, it sounds like viridian, right? Which is green. It's a crime that you can't make your name that color. Yours is forest green. Forest green, also a good choice. Blue. Blue is solid. Let's see. That is very close to, who was it? Mambo? Wait. No, it didn't paste. Hang on. I was like, hang on. There's no way you guys are that similar. Oh, I didn't copy it. Why did you not copy? We have to see everyone's favorite color. Everyone's favorite color in chat right now. Come on. Okay, there we go. That's nice. It's like muted, kind of like buttery. Chartreuse being green feels... The fact that chartreuse blew up for Brat Summer is so funny to me. Like, everyone calls it Brat Green, but it's like, baby, that's chartreuse. He's now standing outside your window, Jupiter. You should throw things at him. Liking green is very autistic of chat. Miel is coming to say hi. Oh, that's so sweet. I love it when cats watch TV. It's so cute. Agatha, in particular, really likes to watch TV. She likes cartoons a lot. I'll catch her watching cartoons most often. But every once in a while, she'll, like, watch a streamer or something with us, and it just warms my heart. It's so sweet that she does that. Agatha is one of those cats where it's like, she knows what's going on, right? Like, when she yells at you, like, she's communicating with you. Like, she fully believes that she's a person and she speaks words, and, like, she knows what's going on around her. Like, she knows she's a cat, and she knows that you're a person, and all of that. She's so smart. She understands how door handles work, like, and then, meanwhile, Carmilla doesn't have a single thought in her head. Except for, I want to drink water out of the bathtub. That's all she knows. You should throw things at... What? If somebody stands outside my window, I'm throwing things at them. I don't care. William says, what's a color? Is William, like, fully colorblind? Or, like, you know, red, green? All the different technical names of them. Gigi watched the entirety of the new Flow movie, and she was so invested. That is so cute. Favorite color is probably either Dusty Rose or True Red, but the True Red is kind of out of spite. He's running away with your yarn? Oh, shit. Well, I mean, odds are. It sounds like he'll be back. He armed you with a Fanta? That's true, you could have thrown the Fanta. Maybe don't throw Fanta at people, actually. Yarn is probably nicer. He drank it all? Why did he bring you Fanta just to drink it all? You're getting it back. Don't you worry, Jupiter. You got an emoji? Hell yeah. You do it your ass. His mom realized he was colorblind and super trained him in colors as a kid, so he only has a few colors that trip him up. That's pretty cool. Has he ever tried those colorblind glasses before? I bet that's a trippy experience. Yeah, my high school drama professor was colorblind, and he told us this story one time about, I think he said he was making like a pirate ship prop for a show, and like painted it pink or something because he thought it was brown. They weren't life-changing, but he uses them a lot. That's cool. I'm sure for some people it's more dramatic than others. Oh my goodness. Can't believe he would just fully steal your yarn like that. I mean, got him to leave at least. It worked. Someone steals your yarn, you're cutting them off, Mambo. Valid. That's work money. Oh, goodness, big stretch time. Ooh. Okay, Dre, hello, welcome in. Thanks for joining us. How are you doing today? Got an ad break coming up in about 5 minutes. I need to get Saribot, I think, and then it'll post in the chat when an ad break is starting. Just finished work? Excellent. I'm doing pretty good today. Happy it's Friday, for sure. Oh, uh-oh. Time to get hazed. Kayla rolls. I have 2 piles for my yarn. And so you have, to separate what she can take and the ones that if she touches, she's dead to me. Absolutely. You're so generous for, being okay with sharing, honestly. If somebody came in here and was like, yeah, I'm just gonna use some of your yarn, I would be frankly disturbed. I'd be like, who do you think you are? You also live in the vicinity of like 5 sources of yarn. If they're stealing yarn from me, I'd be disappointed. Yeah, they have plenty of options. Don't worry about them, Dre. They're asking the Monty Python questions. Chat's getting too goofy today. I said it was required. I think if you'll recall, it was not in fact me who suggested this. Also, it was about Discord, but I mean, pop off. You do you. Here we go again, chat blaming me for things. Which Lunchable is your favorite? Okay, now that's a question. Don't rope the whole chat into it. You literally... I mean, are you not participating? Hard to trust someone with the evil bunny on stream. It is in the name, so... Mama Bo has arrived home. That's cute. The pizza one? Okay, valid. We don't have to get into specifics. Sure. They passed, no further testing needed. Does that mean I'm not allowed in here anymore because I don't like the pizza one? It's like that one person who gets their name written on a group project. Yeah, I've never been a fan of, like, anything that's not real. It's because I don't eat cold pizza. Cold pizza freaks me out. Cold tomato sauce. If it's not ketchup, it's not allowed to be cold. I have a whole thing. Look, I'm autistic, so I'm allowed to be weird about food, okay? Thank you so much for the subscription.
Atlantic
I really
Stardust
appreciate that.
just subscribed with Prime.
I appreciate that, Atlantic Stardust. I can microwave it. That's not what a Lunchable is for. We're not doing this ketchup pronunciation debate. I live in America. That is how we say ketchup. What? Let me guess. Ketchup? Is that what you're saying over there? It's ketchup. Okay, I'm saying ketchup. That's it. I'm glad I checked all the boxes for you, Atlantic Stardust. Thank you. I appreciate it. It says on the package you can microwave it. I beg to differ. They don't sell Lunchables where you live. That's a shame. I mean, honestly, just get some lunch meat and a cracker and some cheese and you've basically got a Lunchable anyway. They're pretty easy to replicate. It's just a charcuterie board for children, right? You're from the Midwest? Okay, well... Y'all are just like that out there. I know. I have friends in the Midwest. I know what you do out there. You say ketchup. Oh, no. Yeah. Catsup is... Okay, there's like 8 different ways to say ketchup, and they're all fine. Because it's just ketchup. Oh, Jupiter's in Scandinavia. Yeah, that makes more sense. Why there wouldn't be Lunchables. Not that it makes sense for Scandinavia to not have Lunchables, but like, you're not anywhere close to the US, which is kind of like land of the Lunchable, so. We know what you do with the cinnamon rolls and the chili. That's what I'm saying. Catch 'em up. Oh my god, not the ads. We know about Runza. You had a nice uninterrupted dinner and you're having a good time. That's awesome. I don't know that I have the same level of confidence in cinnamon rolls and chili that you do. I'm a little bit dubious about it. You don't know what we're talking about? I thought you were from the Midwest. You don't know about the cinnamon rolls and the chili? It's been over 2 hours now. Crazy. Stretch their hands if you got them. Sage advice. I'm gonna save up my stretches for after stream. I'm gonna be a bad role model. You have hot dish. What is hot dish? You've heard of the cinnamon rolls and chili combo, but I'm from the South, so it's cornbread or nothing. I'm also from the South, and I find cornbread to be mid. I'm not gonna lie. I'm one of those people. I also don't like grits, so, you know, that's why I had to move away. Casserole is kind of similar to hot dish. Okay, that's about what I thought. That makes sense. I know the Midwest is big on the casserole. Especially like, what is it, like Minnesota. Is frog eye salad a thing? I also need to know, what the hell is frog eye salad? Cornbread is delicious, but admittedly it's best with more interesting things. I think it can be okay. I'm pretty particular about it. I like cornbread as, like, the way that I like cornbread is kind of like how I would like a biscuit, where I prefer it more sweet. And, like, with honey and butter and stuff. And if I'm gonna have cornbread with honey and butter, I'd rather have a biscuit with honey and butter. So to me, it just feels like a not as good option for the thing that I actually want, I guess. I don't really like mixing cornbread in with my savory food. Yeah, like cornbread and black-eyed peas, like, my mom always really liked that, but just, I don't know. I don't like how crumbly it is being mixed in with wet food. That, I can't do that texture combination. Minnesota. What's wrong? What, is that not how people say it? Not Jack going off on food talk instead of crocheting. I knew y'all would find a way to distract me eventually. So, wait. So frog eye salad is a sweet treat. What is going on? It's fruit salad like marshmallow. Oh, ambrosia. Ambrosia salad. Wait. Pasta? Wait, no, I was with you until you said there was pasta in it. Hang on, we're looking this up. This is important. What is going on? Small pasta, pineapple, mandarin oranges, coconut, and marshmallows with creamy... Why is there pasta? It's the... I know this is not how you say this, but sorry, it's a meme. It's the Iceni de Pipi one. This is like that time that Rachel put beef and peas in the trifle. I'm scared of American food. I'm American and I'm scared of American food. But also, Jupiter, you're in Scandinavia, and I know what y'all do with licorice out there, so I don't want to hear it. Poland has pasta and strawberries. I don't get it. I just don't get it. You prefer regular fruit salad? Yeah. I mean, that frog eye salad basically sounds like ambrosia salad, but they just put pasta in it, and I I don't know. I'm already, like, not really interested in ambrosia salad. So it's like, way to make that even more something. I don't know. I don't like licorice. Don't put me in with those guys. I can't stand licorice. Someone put a whole hot sauce pack on a Cinnabon. Jeez. I mean, it's like I get the idea of a spicy cinnamon bun as a concept, I get, but something about Taco Bell sauce in my head is not allowed to touch sweet things, specifically Taco Bell hot sauce. So it feels wrong. It just feels incorrect. You do not claim what the other disgusting Midwestern states create. I see, I see. How did I know when you said hot dish that you were from Minnesota? I just had a feeling. I was like, oh, it's a casserole, so it must be Minnesota. Spare you. How did I know I was gonna end up fighting Chad again today? This is revenge for y'all bullying me yesterday. Is Taco Bell as good as people say it is? Or is it just as bad as people say it is? In my opinion, it is as good as people say it is. Obviously, as with any restaurant, menu items vary. But I think a lot of the Taco Bell slander comes from people making poor food choices in general, having Taco Bell at odd times or when they're already drunk, and not having good fiber content in their diet and not being used to eating a lot of fiber. So, but another big part of it, I think, comes from racist stereotypes about Taco Bell. We cannot forget about the prejudice against Mexican food in this country and viewing Mexican food as somehow dirtier than other kinds of food, when Taco Bell is actually peak and one of the few fast food restaurants throughout the United States that offers vegetarian menu items by default. I'm a fucking Taco Bell stan. Like, and to be clear, Taco Bell is not actually Mexican food. It is the American idea of what Mexican food is. But it's still got that connection, and so it still has that racist connotation attached to it. And I think that a lot of the Taco Bell slander comes from that. Like anything, you can get sick of it if you have it too often at once. Like, it's still fast food at the end of the day, you know? But it's good fast food. Yeah, I have ARFID, so I'm super picky, and it is indeed the shit. You should not be. Wait. No. So here's the thing. If you join chat, you become part of a conglomerate, and you're all responsible for each other. Okay. So it is your responsibility to improve the behavior of chat. You're part of a group project now. I'm sorry to tell you this. I know we all hate group projects, but you're part of a group project now, so whatever chat does, you're responsible for as an individual. Ask about food, gets lesson about racism. Honestly, ask about most things that pertain to the US and you'll get a lesson about racism, because our culture is steeped in it. Me and another Hispanic girl were cooking in the kitchen where customers could see, and someone walked in and started speaking in a bad accent and saying that it would be Damn good because those chicks were in the kitchen. Ew. I mean, also, let's be real. Most restaurants in the United States have Hispanic people working behind the counter and making our food. So it's really weird to, like, call it out like that. Not the bad accent. And now you want Taco Bell. You started boycotting it about a year ago. I'm sure it deserves it. You're calling a therapist. You wish you could stay longer, but dinner's ready. It was great to have you, Dre. Thank you so much for stopping in. You just jumped in. Okay, hello, Hook Wizard. We're being silly and getting distracted. Yes, it is quite a behemoth. You can see the back is a whole disaster to look at. Here's the front. That looks much nicer. You're having a unit about the US in English and you have to write about Pennsylvania. Since one of your friends thought it was the same as Transylvania. Oh my god, that's so funny. Okay, see, here we go again. This is exactly what I'm talking about, Alistair. I don't want to hear you playing innocent. You're literally at the head of the hazing ritual. You just abandoned a corner-to-corner blanket project because of the ends? Well, here's a little secret for you. I'm not weaving in any of these ends, so that definitely helps. They can be very distracting to look at, but since I don't really have to interact with them through most of the project because I'm only focused on that top row for the most part, they don't really get in my way. So I'll show you how I'm going to finish it so you can see an example. You're just doing your civic duty. So this is an example of one that I finished, same style. So you can see for the back here, I finished it with a piece of felt and there's a backing board sandwiched in between the two to keep it nice and rigid. And then I just sewed them together. So I didn't have to do any end weaving at all. And I'll be finishing this one the same way. How am I keeping track of where I am in the pattern? So yes, over here, this is an image that I am referencing at the moment. It's a, excuse me, burping. It is a zoomed in image of the original artwork. So the original artwork is done in that pixel style, so it's already pixelated, which makes it easy to work one for one off of it. So I have a little bit of a reference on the ends of the map, just so that in between I can keep track of what row I'm working on. But for the most part, I keep track by just referencing what colors I'm seeing show up. So that's a little bit easier in areas like the town where there's lots of unique colors. But, you know, if I know that I'm supposed to be crocheting green into green, and then I start crocheting green into yellow, I know that something is going wrong, right? I made a tapestry project a while back and decided to make it a top and had to weave in all the ends, and it took 5 months, and it doesn't even fit you. That's horrible. Yeah, that's like, I want to get into making wearable tapestry projects so bad, but it is definitely a little intimidating for that reason. Last year you had to write about Massachusetts, or however you spell it. Honestly, people in Massachusetts don't even know how to spell Massachusetts, so. What are the projected final dimensions? So I'm estimating that it's going to be just under 4 feet by 2.5 feet. So 4 feet wide, about 2.5 feet tall. You ever have such a stuffy nose that you can't taste your food? That sucks. I remember one time my dad, treated his cold by just eating a jar of Chinese mustard, so you could always try that. Someone put the dimensioning in non-US. Sorry, I do be forgetting about that. Maybe just be American? Wow. Maybe don't, actually. I think you're probably pretty smart to not be doing that right now, because things are pretty rough over here right now. The size of a child? Let's see. Okay. Oh god, not me closing my things. Okay. What is it that you use? Meters, right? Feet to meters. Okay. So 4 feet is 1.22 meters, and then 2.5 feet is 0.76 meters. Not in football fields. Is that helpful? Can you visualize that? I mean, the reason that I don't bother too much to do, like, the conversions, and maybe this is just me, is because, one, you know, the internet exists so people can always look that up if they don't know what it is, but more importantly, I have such a hard time even visualizing what things are in terms of feet. So, in my mind, it's actually not that helpful. Do not ask ChatGPT. We do not ask ChatGPT in this chat. Okay? Fuck Gen AI. But I have such a hard time visualizing what it really means for things to be represented by a measurement anyway. That I don't really know how helpful it actually is to even provide the measurements a lot of the time. Wait, who's what? Wait, whose name? Gen AI, generative AI. So that's what ChatGPT is. Gen Alpha. No. Yeah, generative AI is the specific kind of AI, or what is it called? LLM, language learning model. Because the idea that we have of ChatGPT as an AI is actually pretty inaccurate to what ChatGPT is actually doing. Yes, it can be useful to specify that it's generative AI that is the issue, and it's generally speaking generative AI that is responsible for so much stealing. I thought it was like boomers or millennials. No. No, I'm not going to say fuck an entire generation. Don't worry. We just living in Westworld and Gen Alpha is AI. But yes, so when it comes to measurements, like I provided the measurements during my last update video, and then I also, not for the measurements, for the weight. I guess it's more of an issue with weight. Measurements, like dimension is a little bit easier, but with weight in particular, I think it's hard to visualize. So I provided a comparison to like 2 skeins of yarn. I was like, it weighs roughly the same as these 2 skeins of yarn. So I thought that, to me, that's more helpful to, like, compare it to something. So... Little educational moment for you? Yeah, absolutely. I thought we were gonna say that AI has sentience enough to have their own generation. It absolutely does not. Did any of you see that AI got into college? What? What are you talking about? How much more do I have left of the row? I'm over halfway. It's not too bad. I should be on track to finish in time for sure. Yeah, drinking water goes into the machines instead of going to people. Yeah, it is exacerbating droughts in many regions of the US. People are being told to restrict their water usage, meanwhile they live next door to a massive data center. It's ridiculous. Not the clanker thing. Get that out of here. How long have you been crocheting? I have been crocheting, if this is what you mean, for about 6 years. Today it's been 2.5 hours. It's okay, Alistair. You're forgiven, don't worry. Yeah, Clanker is just updated N-word with how some creators make videos about it. Yeah, I would hesitate to say that it's like really that serious at this point, but like I don't know, the casual joking about how we're looking forward to oppressing a minority group is like really weird. It's like really weird that, I don't know, I'm just gonna like not go near that because I think it's just bizarre behavior. But you see that and it's okay. I think that it's one of those things that it's like I said, I wouldn't say that it's like 100% on the same level as that, you know, but I just think that it's more of like if you really like examine the joke, it's kind of like in poor taste. Yeah, I think it's easy to not realize because it's like such a ridiculous thing to be joking about, you know? That it just seems sort of like absurd. But then if you look at it like functionally, it's just like, it's just too close to things that white people in particular are already doing anyway. Like, it's like saying, haha, isn't it funny when white people punch down? No, not really. Yeah, I didn't think that robots would get a slur. I mean, it's like, they're not sentient, and they're not going to be, at least not anytime soon, because like that's not what AI is. AI is not capable of that, so it's like the stakes in terms of AI being oppressed by that terminology just are non-existent as of right now, but it's, in my opinion, it's not about the AI, it's about all of the humans that have to hear that shit, right? Oh, really, don't worry about it, Alistair, it's okay. Yeah, I think it's one of those things that's like, you know, haha, silly, funny TikTok meme, but sometimes you just kind of have to like take another look at the TikTok memes and go, oh wait, that's actually kind of fucked up if you think about it. So, you know, we all deserve the opportunity to take those second looks at things. That's all. I know you didn't mean anything by it. You looked at the AI college study for those who are interested. Did you have a link that you wanted to post? I can permit you. Or are you just gonna summarize it? Your friend lost the yarn? What do you mean? How? It's been like 5 minutes. They're buying you more. Just typing? Okay, absolutely. He has adult money, so he has to. Truly. This is gonna be your village origin story. The Dorito with the flaming hands is pretty freaking good. You love running up and down the stairs 5 times because you keep forgetting things? Not that. The AI named Flynn was accepted to an Austrian university as a full-time art student, will be attending class and graded alongside students, programmed to evolve from classroom situations and express sadness when questioned on legitimacy. The fact that so this is like an experiment and the university knows that they're participating in this experiment, or... because something about it specifically being an art student feels so fucking disingenuous to me. Like, why are we using AI for art? Why are we not focusing on this AI and its applications in math and sciences where it actually makes sense to use it because it can be purely processing data? I think it's because we know how fucking unreliable it is, so we have to relegate it to, things that don't have material consequences, like aesthetic appreciations. Like, if people were actually fucking serious about AI, they would not be targeting art with it. I promise you. It's so, it makes me so angry. It's so irritating. The school head said there's no rules against students not being human, and Flynn had a really nice interview, so they wanted to take that student in. I'm sorry, that's stupid. Like, what is the functional purpose of an AI doing that? Like, are we taking away spots from humans? Yeah, which human got rejected for that spot? That's stupid. A waste of resources, absolutely. A waste of resources, a waste of professor time and student time. I hate that. It makes me so... Oh. The decisions that we as a global community, global society and culture are actively making to, like, degrade our own society. I will not crash out on stream. I will not crash out on stream. Zephyr, can you explain what you mean? You don't grade work that's turned in with AI now, it wouldn't change in that situation either. Right, like, literally all of its work is just AI-generated work. Like, why is it okay for this student but not other students, right? Oh, right. Right. Austrian art school being scared to reject. There's something there. There's something there. I see what you're saying. World War II electric boogaloo. Sometimes it do be feeling like that. We're not starting this shit again. Yeah, we're gonna let America handle that. Wild that they accepted AI and not a dig, sog, dog. Yeah, I bet you a dog could have a very pleasant interview if that's what they care about. This is just further proving my feelings that art school as a concept is some serious bullshit, and that art academics are not actually concerned about artists as people. I say this as someone who graduated from art school and still has a lot of very angry feelings about it. Update on your dad. He's soon getting his own apartment before moving to New Zealand. And it's Father's Day, so you're gonna give him a #1 dad mug? That's so sweet. You've relocated your cat. What's going on? We're all taking a deep breath. And trying to pretend that AI does not exist. And singing, apparently. And thinking about a dog having an interview. I think that's a nice thing to think about. You have a horrible singing voice. I think all singing voices are wonderful singing voices. Because singing is just fun. Well, unless you don't think it's fun, that's valid. It's valid to not think that it's fun. I think that it's fun. You go to an art school, some of the classes are bull, but our school is pretty student-based and less about curriculum and more of what did you learn and how can you use it. I think that's how it should be, honestly. Like, my biggest regret from being in school was that I didn't spend more time focusing on the actual, like, equipment that was in front of me and honing and refining technique as opposed to worrying about, like, the academic mindset and sort of like my place in the fine art sphere, because none of that is useful to me now. Like, I think that art school doesn't do enough to prepare students for real-world application. It's way too focused on, well, if you're going to art school, then obviously your path is to go to the master's program and continue to be in academia. But that's not sustainable. Everyone can't be a professor. So I think that art school as a whole, and where it failed me, it needs to be more focused on the actual functional utilization of art, like applications for art. And like, I feel like the graphic design students got that. The photography students probably got some of that. But like, where I was, I feel like I didn't get enough of that. I would have liked if there was more focus and more appreciation for the relationship of art to capitalism and like corporate art and things like that, because that is the reality that most art students are facing. And so if we're not going to focus on that, then at least focus on prioritizing making sure that all of the art students have a good understanding of power tools. Let's be honest, like, I wish that I had spent more time with the power tools. One of my favorite, like, I had a printmaking major, which was very useful, in my opinion. I learned a lot from it, but I wish that I had spent more time in the wood shop getting comfortable with the saws. And one of my favorite classes that I took outside of my direct major was a sculpture class where I spent the majority of my time welding. That was so fun. So like, really encouraging students to branch out and try different things and different techniques, I think, is so valuable. And letting students have unique voices, you know? Trying to understand by explaining it in an analogy, you're saying basically something similar to like, how will I ever use math in the real world? Right, like, I think that there are tons of ways to use art in the real world, and not all of them have to be just sort of these cerebral applications. Like, there are very direct, practical ways that art comes up in like every sphere. And so math is maybe a good example, because to act like math is something that's only, like, imagine if all of your math classes were geared around the idea that you were going to be an astrophysicist someday, but you never learned the math you needed to do your taxes or like statistics and understand statistics and things like that. Like, think about all of the areas in your life in which you kind of use a little bit of math, but you're maybe not super confident about it because you don't know math that well. Like, I also think that there could be more focus on that too in school. Like, I think that there should be units on how to do your taxes in school. But anyway, this is something that I could talk about forever and ever and ever. Like, I just have a lot of feelings about art school and the things that it failed to do for me and the harm that it did to me instead. And a lot of that is not even specifically art school, it's just the academic environment in general. So definitely utilize your facilities. And if your school is making that easy for you, then that's wonderful. I'm glad that you are having that experience, because I think that's how it should be. Like art school has a lot of potential to be an extremely wonderful space, but it's just got to separate itself from academia a little bit more. I think that academia is sort of like what poisons it, you know? Three rows on your shawl are all done. You must bow out of the singing. Your pups are singing for food. Oh my gosh. I love it when dogs sing along. That's awesome, Mumbo. I'm glad that somebody in here is being productive. This is like when I used to play D&D and somebody would get pulled over into a side chat And so the rest of us would just put on Backstreet Boys music videos. That was a good time. You're almost out of yarn? Oh no. William had a board that only sang VeggieTales songs. I'm like an inch into the ribbing for the neck of my sweater. That's awesome. Ribbing is, I don't know if you also feel like ribbing is kind of tedious, but I mean, it makes sense because it is like, you know, elastic, so it's like compressing, so it doesn't look like it's as big as it is. I think for me it's like switching every stitch what you're doing that kind of gets to me. You're snuggling with your sweet napping baby? That's sweet. Almost 2 rows of the blanket done. It's a scrap yarn blanket. That's fun. You're using size 2 needles, so it's taking a while, but it'll be worth it. Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like, well, I don't even feel like, I think that this might just be like a common popular opinion, that knitted ribbing is perhaps functionally superior to crocheted ribbing. Like, it just is maybe, has a bit more elasticity to it. The lag is back. I'm sorry, Jupiter. You're on row 7 of 8 and almost all the yarn is gone. Uh-oh. Yeah, knit 1, purl 1 is, I've done that before. It's simple, but the, I think the constant switching is like, I forget to pay attention, and then I'm constantly having to be like, wait, which one am I on? So I feel like it takes an unreasonable amount of brain power for me. You would agree with that about ribbing? Yeah, I think that it's like pretty like well understood aspect of ribbing. You finished the body, 2 legs, and 1 arm of your Moomin stuffy. Oh, that's so cute. I can't wait to see that. I love Moomin. You finished your granny squares, and now you're doing the weaving in. I mean, congratulations on finishing the squares. And at least the weaving in doesn't take a lot of brain power, you know. Again, it's just a little tedious. Yeah, you're on the planet Scandinavia, so it takes a while for the signal to get there. Trans dad named Moomy. That's so cute. That's funny. I don't know how this happened, but the last time that my mom was here, she came up with like a grandma nickname for herself, because like the cats are like her grandchildren, so her grandma nickname is Moomy. Which I thought was really, really sweet and really funny that she just like did that by herself. is very cute. I have this really excellent picture of her sitting on the floor in front of a lamp, working on a sewing project, and Carmilla is just up on the couch, looking over her shoulder, like crouched like a little goblin. Which is her natural state of being. She's always crouched like a little goblin. She's so funny because she's a really skinny little cat, but she's like tall and lanky, so she has like a lot of body, but not a lot of like mass. So when she curls up in a little loaf on the floor, she just like compresses, and all of a sudden she's like teeny tiny, and she's also all black, so like I think that makes her look a little bit smaller too. She just becomes this little shadow. Is Carmilla named after the vampire or the flower? After the vampire, yes. I mean, she's a little black kitty cat, so... and we, at the time that we got her, we were watching the Carmilla web series, and I don't remember if Carmilla does this. I'm assuming she does this in the original short story too, but like, because she turns into a panther and stuff, so it makes sense. We got her on the day that season 3 launched, yeah. So it was just very fitting. And it like goes with the theme of like how we named our other 2 cats, kind of Jude is named after Jessica Lange, technically. We couldn't name her Jessica because that's my wife's name, and that would have been weird. So we named her Jude because that is the name of the character that Jessica Lange played on American Horror Story at the time. Sister Jude. So, and then Agatha is named after Agatha Christie. Boss is texting you. Oh no! Oh, it's a good text. Okay. What are y'all doing with your weekends? I know for a lot of you, you're probably looking forward to tomorrow already. Three hours in chat, yup. We're actually making really good time today, I think. Isa, I just found your videos on the map today and you're really excited to see the end project. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate having you here. It's fall break for you, Jupiter. That's awesome. You're gonna be ordering more black yarn, maybe a thrift store visit. Ooh, that sounds like a good one. Picking up groceries and making pumpkin bread and hopefully crocheting. Choice weekend plans. Depending on what the boss lady says, you might be working on helping up set up the new local yarn store. That's awesome. That does sound like a good text. You're right. been chomping at the bit to start your new job. I can understand why. That sounds like that would be really fun. Marching band competitions. Okay, that's fun. You might make a crochet marathon this weekend. You just finished the project that has been way longer than you meant it to be, so you went to work on your whips. That is understandable. I like to have multiple things going at once so that I can, like, refresh myself. But yeah, it can definitely be frustrating when one thing is just, like, taking up all of your time. I also just finished something that I have been working on for a while. I cannot show it, unfortunately, because it is a commission that is like a present for someone, so it's a surprise. But I'm very happy to have that off my plate, so that I can do other things. I really want to dive into something new. That's like the temptation that I have right now, but I should also bang out some of my whips first, because honestly, some of them are probably pretty close to being done. You work, but you're also playing D&D tomorrow? That's awesome. You're going to sleep. Good night, Jupiter. Have a good night. I hope you get some nice rest and feel better tomorrow. Hot dog sweater. It's on the list. I might be waiting a little bit longer to work on that one just because it is still a little bit warm here, but we're definitely getting close to it being perfect weather for that. I have some others that'll be even faster to bang out, but I mean, it is just the ribbing. It's not like I really have to think that much about it, so I probably will be picking that one back up soon. Looks like we've got another ad break coming in about 5 minutes. Yeah, I have some sleeves, too, that I'm working on that are almost done. That are for myself, so I'd like to have those done so that I can actually wear them. And then I want to get those other sleeves done that I'm making for friends, get those measurements going. It's like, I don't know what the pattern making journey is going to be like for me, but I would at least like to keep trying to move forward with it and not let it just intimidate me away. I'm very intimidated by size grading, I'm not gonna lie. It was supposed to be 3 days and it ended up being 7 weeks. Oh my gosh. That is quite the difference. Just got 3 pounds off your yarn order? That's awesome. You got a scoot? Thanks for hanging out, Cosplay. I appreciate you being here. Hopefully we'll see you next week. You're proud of it? That's awesome. Yeah, you're just happy to have it done. Yeah, and I think it really adds to the sense of accomplishment too when it's something that you've had on your plate for so long. Like, obviously it's nice to get things done quickly, but I feel like sometimes you don't get like the full impact of like, wow, I did this whole big thing. Like, you don't like that delayed gratification sometimes really elevates that feeling of accomplishment. I know I'm kind of goofy sometimes, but thank you, Jack and Eisenbuns, for sharing this project in time with everyone. It's really great to be included. Okay, sorry, we're shaking for no reason again. It's really great to be included in both an amazing project and amazing kind people. Thank you, Scarlett. I really appreciate that. And I appreciate you being goofy as well, and I appreciate you hanging out. It's awesome to have you here. You know, like, I'm here, and I'm making this space with help from my wife, obviously, and, you know, I can do that as much as I want to, but it's still also up to you guys to come in here and be part of chat and really make it a special experience. So I appreciate all of you participating in that way, because it, you know, it's, I wouldn't keep doing this if I wasn't having such a great response from chat to really make it feel like it's worthwhile. So I appreciate y'all for showing up. Been really wonderful for that. We all need a little goofy sometimes, indeed. No, I definitely look forward to seeing what y'all are gonna come up with every day. You've been needing a craft community to interact with, and so you're glad that you found this one. I'm glad that you found it too. It's been lovely to have you. You have to go call your sister now. Have a great night. Thanks so much for hanging out. I'll see you on Thursday. Little ad starting here, so I'll wait for that to pass, just in case y'all are getting hit with the ad break. Crochet, but also pay attention to posture, so not pain. Your cat, nope. I'm gonna lay in the worst position, so you have to avoid me. Sometimes my cat, Carmilla, will come up and she'll want to lay across my arms like this while I'm working, so I'm crocheting like this. But she's so cute. I'm like, yeah, snuggle me. Wait, not like that, but you don't want to push her off because you want her to snuggle you. Hey, Shade Shadow, how are you doing? Which weight is 6 again? Super bulky. Yeah, because worsted is 4, so Aaron is 5, so that would be super bulky. Yeah, I love having a whole community of people who know the answer to that question just off the top of their head, right? Super bulky Stardew Valley map. Oh my god. That would be like... Have y'all seen... Okay, have y'all seen the pride flag blanket that Hikari made on TikTok? That basically turned into a circus tent. I think that, like, that's the scale that we'd be talking about if I did that. There is a cat purring, yes. So that is coming from this game that I have running in the background here. this is called Spirit City Lofi Sessions. It is basically a game that is made to be kind of like a productivity buddy for you. So you have a built-in to-do list here, a built-in Pomodoro timer, and a bunch of other stuff. I just leveled up, so I'm gonna get my credits. There's like it's gamified as well, so you earn credits the more you use it. There's a bunch of DLC for it too. So you can have your little character here doing different activities around the room. They can sit at the fireplace, they can sit at the desk, on the bed, or over by the bay window, and there's different activities that you can do in each area. You can also adjust the lighting, decorate the whole room in different ways. You can have a different backdrop out the window there. And you can also change out your spirit. So this is the spirit decks. I have all of the base game spirits unlocked now, but you can pick out different companions to come and hang out with you. So yeah, there's lots of different fun options. There's also, they did a partnership with Among Us. So there's that little guy there too. But there is built-in lo-fi music down here. So they partnered with Lo-Fi Girl recently. And there is also a sound panel, so you can add different ambient sounds in the background. So I have the rain going here, the fireplace, and then down here this is where the purring is coming from. Among Us. You want the Among Us? You got it. I think you can change the color. Do you know what color you want, Shy? Yeah, they have different hats too. Oh my god. You have 3 cats near you. You're trying to figure out which one was doing that. Yeah, I wish that it would pick up on my mic when my cats are purring like that, but unfortunately it does not. So it's nice that Spirit City will do that. Yellow or orange? Okay. With the party hat, you got it. Let's see. Let's do that. Oh, is egg hat an option? Wait, let me double check that. Oh, it is. If you want the pink one, it's on the pink one. I should post my room in Discord. Yes. I was gonna say, if you clean by the bay window, the little Among Us cleans its vent. That is so cute. Okay, you want the pink one? Yes. Okay, I'll get that one. Oh, I think we have to see that. I was gonna say, today as well, does anybody play the Hank Green sock knitting game? I forget what it's called right now. That is so cute. That is so cute. Oh my god. I love that. Thanks for the tip. Yeah, everyone post, if you have Spirit City, post your room, and then if you have the, God, what is it called? With the bean. Somebody help me. If you have one of those, I want to see your rooms in that as well. I am this close. I think I actually last night got enough socks that I can unlock the living room now. Focus Friend, yes, thank you. If you did not know, Focus Friend updated, there's another room that you can unlock now. So you can have your office and a living room. So I just got enough socks to unlock the living room last night. I'm very excited to decorate that. That is how you get me to play a game, is you let me decorate it. And then I decorate everything and then I put it down and I never pick it back up. But for as long as I can decorate it, I will be very into it. Man, y'all really did let me focus today. I'm almost at the end of this row. Does anyone have issues with their cats eating their yarn? Oh gosh. I'm really glad that I don't have to worry about that too much. Sometimes when I am combing out the floss, Carmilla will get excited and come over here and try to play with it, but generally speaking, they will leave it alone. I did, at one point in time, I will say, I kind of take that back a little bit. Jude did get into my project bag at one point and try to eat an entire skein of floss. She is really bad about biting cords in particular, or she used to be when she is a baby, so we're pretty cautious about that. So I try not to put yarn where they get to it, but for the most part they do leave it alone. I generally don't have to worry about it too much, but I did at one point have to pull some floss out of her mouth. Which, by the way, if your cat does eat string, don't pull it out of their throat, just cut it and let them swallow it. It is safer for them. It'll pass through them, trust me, I know. Yeah, Jude is the worst about elastic hair ties, though. Oh my god. You got 4 rows on your shawl done. Hell yeah. And you posted your room. I'm excited to see it. I think that I'm going to have to update my room for next week. And we'll have Halloween room. Because it'll be October, right? God, is it really about to be October? That is so crazy. Pick a color for a bat. Pink. You have one of those little corner net things and you can't have one of your cats in your room, right? Until you get a different yarn situation because she's smart and gets into it still. Oh my gosh. I highly recommend having a cabinet with doors on it or something. So I have a video on YouTube. You don't have to like watch the whole thing or anything. It's kind of long, but I have a studio tour and you can see my setup. To see what I'm talking about, I can figure out how to get to my own channel. I can. I'll just link you here really quick. But this is my recommendation for dealing with cats getting into your things, because it has been very handy for me. You're still in July mentally? Yeah, that's understandable. I mean, not that I'm gonna be sad about it being October, because objectively, the best month. I do wish that it would hurry up and get cooler, though. I mean, it's working on it. It is going in that direction, but it could be a little bit faster about it. Yeah, no problem. I get to talking about the China cabinet pretty early on in the video, so. I have a pegboard that I have my yarn on, and you highly recommend it. It's high enough on the wall that they can't get into it, and also doubles as a cool wall decor. That does sound cool. I like having the enclosed cabinet because it does limit any, like, flying cat hair from getting on anything, you know? And dust and stuff like that as well. But I can definitely see the appeal of having it up on your wall like that. I do think that it looks cool like that. Your yard is in various bags in your closet doomed to the darkness. You gotta do what you gotta do. I mean, the yarn setup that I had at my last place was definitely not the most functional or certainly not aesthetic in any way, shape, or form. Ooh, we did it! 1 row! And in record time, too. Wow. At least for, you know, on stream. It's obviously still not quite as fast as I would do this off stream, but... You just ordered a, Sag. That's okay. I don't have to run right away or anything. I just ordered a black yarn refresh and super bulky pink yarn for Bat. That's awesome. Pink Bat is gonna be so cute. I'm so glad that I'm the only one whose opinion mattered. You're sleepy? Me too, honestly. I am probably gonna have to take a nap after I get off. Yeah, I'm the only one that gave an opinion. I mean, I gave the correct opinion, so, you know. Hello again, Chaos Chelly. How are you doing today? Okay, nice tug. You didn't sleep last night, just had a nap today, and it's 11:30 p.m. Oh my gosh. That's not fun. Okay, here's where we are at. So you can see Alex's house there. Peeking out. Let's see. We've got the big pond on the farm starting up there. We're getting so close to piers, it's crazy. Eyes are being held open like Mr. Bean right now. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Cloudy. I appreciate that. Yeah, next week I will be doing the halfway mark for Thursday and Friday's stream. You prefer to call it Abigail and Caroline's? Oh, that's fair, for Pierre's. Yeah. I appreciate that for sure. So on Thursday, we will be doing the last row of the first half of the map. And then on Friday, we will be doing the first row of the second half of the map. So I'll be officially crossing that boundary. I will do the weigh-in live on stream so we can see how much it weighs once I finish off that last row. And it'll be a good time. Anybody have plans for the rest of their day? Hopefully getting something, getting to do something fun with their evening. Shawl, more shawl. Sleep. I hear y'all. Y'all are sleepy. Let me see if I can find something to put you to sleep with. Studying because you're bribing yourself and you want your reward? Absolutely. See if there's anything else in the makers and crafting category. Oh my goodness! I Paint Birds, thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate that. You're not gonna believe this. I was just about to raid somebody else. I appreciate y'all so much for coming in though. Yeah, oh, thank you so much, Mechtel. I appreciate you recommending me. That's awesome. Well, since I have you here, I guess I can't go yet. Let me give y'all a little peep at what I was doing. Hi, bye. No, I'll hang out with you for another second. Thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate that. My name is Jack. I am a fiber artist specializing in crochet, and I am working on crocheting the Stardew Valley world map. So I just got done with another row. So this is where we are at now. So we've got the forest over here. I've established the farm. And we're working on the town square. So next week, I will be actually finishing up the first half of the map and getting a start on the second half. So it's a very exciting milestone happening now. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, happy to meet y'all. I'll send you wherever. Yeah, I was just looking for somebody else to raid if you have any good recommendations. But I'm, yeah, happy that y'all stopped in. We'll just send an extra big party to the next person, right? We're going to double it and send it to the next person. But, you know, I would happily hang out a little bit longer for y'all if it wasn't going to be so long to my next stopping point, right? Liz was streaming for 6+ hours, so it's honestly a miracle we caught you. Oh my gosh. That's quite the stream. Is there a Discord server? Yes, there is. I need to make that command, actually. Let me write that down really quick so that I can... I had the Discord command at one point in time, and then it was kind of buggy for me, so I did take it off, but I will make a note here to see if I can get that started again, because that's a good one to have. So I will paste that for you here, the invite for you here. So here is the Discord link, and then you can also find all of my socials here. That one does work, and that'll give you a good overview of the map. If you would like to see it zoomed out, you can get a better view of it that way. I do weekly updates on the map, tracking my progress. Yeah, absolutely. So definitely, yeah, you can check that out if you're interested. I do other stuff too. I'm working on some crochet tutorial stuff, all of that. Do you spy a Twisby? Yes, indeed. I love this pen. What were y'all doing though? What were y'all up to? Let's chat for a second while I got you here. This is my iridescent diamond. Great pen. Yeah, thank you so much for the raid, and thank you, Mechtel, for recommending. You have that same one? Hell yeah. It's an excellent pen. Pen porn. To each their own, truly. No, Twisbies are awesome. You were painting burbs? Okay. I see it. That makes sense. I did read out the username, and then somehow didn't make that connection, so that one's on me. This time it was an owl getting a mace. Oh, that sounds amazing. I'll have to check that out. Okay, I'm gonna search for somebody else in the Makers and Crafting category. And send y'all over there. You almost got pooped on by a bird today? Oh my gosh. Those are some amazing emotes. The Bob Ross one. Yeah, I have also heard that it's good luck to get pooped on by a bird. Let's see if we can find somebody who's crocheting. Well, I see somebody who's cross-stitching. I see somebody... Chill stream, what's the vibe? Nobody that I follow is currently at it, so I may just have to take a chance. So glad that you caught me before the end of stream. I am so glad that you caught me too. Oh my god. Sorry that you're having a rough day, Delmonica. That sucks. You know what? Maybe we're gonna do something crazy and raid Little Simsy, because I think Little Simsy's live. Is that too crazy, y'all? Little Simsy's playing The Sims. Let's do that. Why not? Because clearly she needs more followers. Okay, y'all. So the raid command is evil raid. With whatever your most evil looking emotes are. Thank y'all so much for coming in. If you'd like to stay for the raid, that's great. If not, you do you. I appreciate y'all. I'll see you next week. And if not next week, then I will see y'all in the Discord. So you have a great night.